Let me go across to Mohit Sharma, who is joining us with the very latest from the Narcotics Control Bureau office, where Rhea Chakraborty is currently inside. What do we expect, and how do we expect, Mohit, the rest of the day to pan out? Is she likely to be confronted and cross-examined along with Dipesh, Sawant, Samuel Miranda and her brother Showik?
Well, absolutely, Meghna. You know, yesterday we had seen how she was questioned. Yesterday there were multiple questions that the NCB obviously had based on the kind of evidence that they've managed to procure from various digital devices seized. She was asked about her relationship with Sushant, whether or not, she herself had ever consumed, or for that matter, if she was, helping anybody procure the drugs as well. She was also asked about, her father, Indrajit Chakraborty, whether or not, he was taking drugs. At the same time, interestingly, as to whether or not others in whom she knew were taking drugs. So all these questions are something that she was really bombarded with. The NCB obviously, could not hold her beyond the sunset yesterday, and she was allowed to go, but asked to come back today.
Interrupt you. Stay with us. These are the visuals which are coming in from the JJ hospital. You have Zed, Showik as well as Miranda, all of them being taken there. The exclusive visuals that you can see coming in of Showik being taken to the JJ hospital along with Samuel Miranda as well as Zed. Zed, of course, is one of the drug peddlers who's been arrested, and interestingly, he's named and he's revealed his links to Showik, which is what really laid the trap for Showik, following which, during interrogation, even Showik Chakraborty has admitted that he was procuring drugs for Rhea. Now, these are the visuals which are coming in of Showik being taken to the JJ hospital, and later on in the day, we expect him to have a very busy day, likely to be confronted with his sister as well. They'll have to see if all the testimonies which are being given by Showik, Rhea, Dipesh, Samuel Miranda, all of them are coming together or not. Whether it's adding up or not, if it isn't, that means that further custodial interrogation may be required. So let me go back across to Mohit Bhatt also, who's joining us. Mohit, is that why that cross-questioning and joint interrogation is going to be so very important to see if their versions are going to add up? Because that's precisely what has not been happening all along, given the WhatsApp chats, the Rhea Chakraborty interviews. Things are not adding up. Is this why they are going to be put together today?
Well, yes, Meghna, and Dipesh in his testimony to the NCB clearly have stated that he was asked by Showik and Rhea to procure banned narcotic substances, these drugs, curated marijuana and drugs, from Zaid Vilatra and from Kazan. We know for a fact that how Zaid, Kazan, Showik, Miranda, they are in the NCB custody, and the NCB would like to corroborate all the statements given by all these people, all these accused, with the statements of Rhea Chakraborty. Showik, according to the sources, have also accepted the fact that yes, Rhea Chakraborty used to pay for all these drugs. So whether she was procuring it for herself or for Sushant Singh Rajput, because there have been allegations from the family of Sushant Singh Rajput that Sushant Singh Rajput was being given drugs by Rhea Chakraborty without his knowledge. So whether this was happening, this is something that NCB would like to corroborate. And we know for a fact that Samuel Miranda used to act as somebody who used to procure all these drugs, curated marijuana, from Sohail, from Zaid, from Faizan, from Basit, on the directions given by Showik Chakraborty and Rhea Chakraborty. So the statements by Dipesh and Samuel Miranda have clearly nailed the role of Rhea Chakraborty, but the NCB sources have also told us that yesterday during the interrogation, Rhea Chakraborty was very evasive. She did not accept the fact that she was procuring these drugs. So clearly all the statements by these accused will be corroborated. Now, Showik, Miranda and Zaid are being taken for medical. It's a part of the process that every 24 hours you need to take all the accused to the for the medical. But we know for a fact that how all these arrested accused have been given custody by the court to NCB till 9th of September. So clearly NCB knows of this, that they do not have much of the time, and hence today we expect a interrogation, a joint interrogation might take place, and hence we know for a fact that there are chats of Rhea Chakraborty while she was talking to Gaurav Arya, a businessman from Goa, regarding procurement of these banned substances, and the statements of Dipesh and Samuel Miranda are very important. Clearly, Dipesh's statement, according to the NCB, states that on the directions of Showik and Rhea, he has gone to various places to procure drugs from Zaid, Kazan, and they are all being arrested by the NCB, and they are in their custody. So all those statements would be corroborated, and hence we see a joint interrogation taking place today, and Rhea Chakraborty has already reached over there, and we expect that an interrogation might have already started. So we have to wait and watch that later in the day a joint interrogation will take place, and hence more details will come out. Back to you, Meghna.
Well, do stay